I already love same-day delivery with Shipt, but it's so much better since I signed up for Target's Circle 360. Why? Because I no longer pay price markups from the majority of stores through Shipt. Only a handful of alcohol retailers and items don't count. That means no markups on groceries, pet food, even home goods and makeup. So to recap, I have more time to catch up on life while someone shops for me, and I spend less. It's a win-win. Order now at shipt.com/360. Terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. We could all use more time. Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions, so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. I can see why they call it smart. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Been waiting all week for this moment, guys. Been waiting all week.
What, you're just excited about Denver, Minnesota wrapping up?
Yep, been waiting for Karl Towns to go home. No, Tom. Tony Brothers. Remember that name? Remember our segment on Tony Brothers last week? Well, what happened the day after we pointed out that there was a less than 1% chance that Tony Brothers would not be on a Spencer Dinwiddie game? He was on a Spencer Dinwiddie game.
There it is. Coincidentally, right?
And they just got it in time because guess what? Brooklyn got sent home. No more Spencer Dinwiddie games this season, folks.
Tony Brothers can breathe easy. Doesn't have to worry about running into Spencer Dinwiddie down a dark alley of a basketball court before 20,000 fans. Look, I know we've done this before with regards to the league. No coincidences, no accidents. But goddamn, man. It's one of two things. Either we're influencing them or we have the most amazing timing in podcast history. Either or. What a great advertisement for our pod, right?
Why not both?
Look, guys, the referee assignments, I'm told, are made before the series, games 1 through 4. Mm-hmm. Okay? 1 through 4 are already assigned. So Tony Brothers was already assigned game 3 before our podcast was taped.
Sure.
So therefore, no, guys, it's totally random.
Sure.
Nothing to see here.
Man, you want to go to Vegas? Let's go, man. Like, it's all just random. And we're just randomly hitting on all of these ref assignments and ref assignment discrepancies. If you remember the Ben Taylor episode, now the Tony Brothers episode. We're just lucky. I guess we're just lucky when it comes to figuring out who's going to do what. So I'm going to go play roulette. You joining me?
Put it all on 0. Because that's the number of games that Tony Brothers had with Spencer Dinwiddie until Thursday of last week.
Can I put some money on 2? Because that's the number of ejections that happened in that game.
Oh, man. Yeah, we haven't even talked about the game. What the hell happened in that game?
It's one thing to put Tony Brothers on the game. It's another for it to be one of the craziest playoff games we've seen in a long time. You had Nick Claxton dunking on Joel Embiid, stepping over him, Allen Iverson style, which can't be good. I think that's why they got swept, is because they pulled the Allen Iverson on a Philadelphia 76ers player, steps over Embiid, and then Embiid kicks him in the nuts. Straight up, kicks him in the nuts.
That's a long leg going really high in the air, man.
Wait, I'm sorry. Kicks him in the leg. Sorry, kicks him in the leg.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hold on. How do we know that Claxton doesn't have long-ass balls? Clip it, Mace.
You got long balls, Larry. Long balls. You got long-ass balls.
I've got long balls?
Doctor, you seen his balls, right?
Would you say my balls were unusually long? They're a bit more distended than the average testicles.
You got long-ass balls, Larry. Long ball Larry. That's your new name.
We have that in the wake, literally in the aftershock of the Draymond Green 1-game suspension. We have everybody scrambling to not eject Embiid from this game because he doesn't have the track record of a Draymond Green, I suppose.
Ask Marcus Smart about the track record of Joel Embiid and unnecessary and excessive acts, flopping, dirty plays. There are plenty of players around the league that would contend that Joel Embiid has quite the track record here. And I would say, is Joel Embiid's kick to the nuts, was it unnecessary? Yeah. Was it excessive? I would say so, but not by definition a flagrant 2 somehow, because he didn't land it squarely in the nuts.
He missed. Attempted murder is not as awful as murder if we're going to use the criminal justice system, because that's what we're doing here.
You're still thrown in jail, right?
But you know what will make it all better? Let's eject Nick Claxton later in the game. Let's eject James Harden too. That'll cover our tracks. Paper over it.
What was Nick Claxton's ejectable offense here?
Staring.
He looked in the direction of Joel Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
And who was the one who ejected him? Who teed him up?
Was it my guy? Was it brothers?
Tony Brothers.
You're my brothers.
Tony Brothers tees him up. And referees, I guess a T is a T is a T. Should Tony Brothers not give him a technical because he already has a tech? He's got a point against him. So it would be an ejectable technical foul. What do you think there?
Well, I mean, obviously, when Draymond Green blocks the bonus and yelled at him and stared at him, and he also had a technical, and he's got a track record, he should get ejected too, right?
Right.
Based on what happened to Nick Claxton, but it didn't happen.
Was there an intent to injure for Nick Claxton? The shot for Joel Embiid, kicking him?
The stare? He definitely intended to injure him. If looks could kill, that's where that came from. It came from Nick Claxton.
What is it? The Conservatory of Points, the Conservatory of
Conservation.
Yeah, the conservation.
It's not a chamber orchestra, Tom.
I was thinking it was a clue. He had the whistle in the conservatory. The conservation of ejections, right? So we have the kick, the stomp,
the stare,
and the tap.
That wasn't a tap.
The James Harden on Royce O'Neal.
Oh, that's a tap. I thought you meant the Dylan Brooks sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah.
Or pendulum swing.
Amin and I, Maze, I wish you were part of this. Amin and I went to the Clevelander.
Dude.
Way back in the day, in the ESPN days.
Years ago.
I had written an ESPN The Magazine story. I swear to God, an investigative report about the history and epidemic of nut shots in the NBA. This was the pinnacle of sports journalism. Dare I say, any journalism.
Welcome to a special edition of True Hoop TV on the HQ Highly Questionable set. I'm joined here by my esteemed colleagues. We got Dan Lebitard over here and me and El Hassan, the Hate Hard King himself. We're here to discuss something very important here, as you can tell by what we're wearing. It's really serious. A history and epidemic of low blows, crotch shots, below the belt. What other ways you want to?
You've been doing this for weeks now, right? Months working on this story?
At least a month I've been researching the anatomy of the crotch shot.
Let me just ask, if you had to pick the most notorious ball grabber in the NBA or ball tapper, who are you nominating?
I think it's Reggie Evans. Players who have played with him said he did it in practice, not even just in games. He was doing in the practice, going up for rebounds, he just gains position and goes for the low blow.
I'm wondering, has this ever been covered quite this thoroughly on any medium? Yeah,
I'm the guy.
All right,
I'm the guy. That was hard-hitting journalism. That was just off the top of my head. Hard-hitting journalism from me and El Hassan, Dan Lebitard on the Highly Questionable set. Thanks for joining us on this very special True Hoop TV.
Your head looks like a testicle.
The one I keep thinking about is the Marcus Smart, Matt Bonner one. Marcus Smart wound up with an under just boom right through Matt Bonner's jewels. I hurt every time I watched that video, every time. So I'm grading what I saw from Marcus Smart with James Harden. Not to defend James Harden here. James Harden was trying to push off Royce O'Neal to create space, dribbling away. That's a basketball move. LeBron does it all the time. And he gets ejected? I remember on the broadcast, you had Reggie Miller, I think it was, debating, is it a technical or a flagrant one? And then they come in, Tony Brothers, flagrant 2, ejected. The conservation of ejections.
All this nut punching talk reminds me of Carlos Boozer in 2013 after he hits the and one layup. He does the huge celebration windup and punches Danny Crawford right in the nuts.
Oh, wow. He did get him.
Yeah.
That was almost glorious YouTube magic forever. Oh, I think it will be.
Well, guys, when I went on Lebitard a few weeks ago and I said that the league and the players and the referees, the distrust among them is as high as I've ever seen it in covering the league. What we saw from DeJounte Murray bumping into Gediminas Petraeus after the game.
General Petraeus.
That was over the line. And DeJounte Murray, it's 1, 2, 3 Cancun for him. That's it. He was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm done with this whole Hawks season, this whole weird season.
This whole Hawks organization.
And then Jason Tatum bumping into G again. Like, he kind of brushed the referee aside, and Boston fans.
That was General Petraeus again?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yo, at some point, you got to look in the mirror, buddy. Why are they picking on me?
Maybe it's me.
Yeah, but it was both sides. It was the conservation of bumping into things.
Yeah.
That he did it with a Celtics player earlier and then turned the favor later.
Balance it out.
But it's been ugly, guys. All these games seem to be tainted by either an ejection or technical fouls or an application of the rules.
Or an injury.
Kawhi, all of it. Guys, this is why you listen to the podcast. The audience looking out and trying to figure out what NBA podcast to listen to. Which one in the playoffs should you be listening to? I can't think of a better reason than we tell you things that are going to happen before they happen. So we got our third eye open.
And not corny things like, who's going to win the series? There's 8 billion podcasts to do that. We're telling you which refs are going to be reffing. We're telling you which punishments are coming down the pike. And we're telling you so much more. I love the idea of doing an ad for our podcast within our podcast, thus attracting the people who are already listening. Third eye open.
Tom, who's getting punched in the dick next?
My assignment. Uncover why the association inspires more conspiracy theories in volume and salience than any other U.S. sport.
You've heard of the Illuminati.
The truth is out there, but so are lies.
Your eyes can deceive you. Don't trust them.
The NBA has always been controlled by about 8 people.
Denial is the most predictable of all human responses.
If you're only using 10% of your brain, you don't even know that you're using 10% of your brain.
The NBA Illuminati.
If coincidences are just coincidences, why do they feel so contrived?
The Illuminati.
But you start to follow the money, and you don't know where the f*** it's going to take you.
It is unspoken. They have influence among other players.
The NBA Illuminati.
I don't have time for your convenient ignorance.
Maybe I'm a conspiracist now as well.
That's all it took. Oh, we got books, we got schools. You saw a video on YouTube.
Why my eyes, sir? You've never used them before.
We are the basketball Illuminati.
This is Basketball Illuminati. I am Tom Haberstroh, and as always, I am joined by my 5-star Illuminarmy Generals, Amin Hassan and producer Anthony Mays, the presidents of the Illumination. I don't know if you can hear that hot take train coming behind me, but man, later in this episode, we're going to talk about all of the trees falling in the woods. In the NBA, there is a new epidemic, not nut shots. I'm talking about trees falling. Specifically, Joel Embiid. Why does he keep falling all the time?
Because he's nuts.
How many times does he actually fall?
Big tree fall hard.
Anthony Davis, Ja Morant, flopping, all of it. We're going to get into some research that I did in a segment I like to call Tom Did His Own Research. But first.
You are listening to the Super Agenda.
Supersizes are back.
They said to make it huge.
I don't care. Just supersize me.
With Tom Haberstroh and Amin Hassan.
This right here is the super agenda. Because there's just too much going on, guys.
Too much.
We sat here putting our heads together, trying to come up with one thread to connect all of the dots. And you know what all the dots are?
There's a lot of dots, man. It's like looking at a starry night.
It's just the playoffs.
Dude.
That's it.
We had a super cold open and now a super agenda. Whew.
Super duper.
Supersize it.
Super episode.
Supersize me. It's a good documentary. I wanted to do that, by the way.
Eat McDonald's.
Did you guys ever want to do that? Just eat McDonald's for 30 days?
Tom, we don't have time for this.
Okay.
It's a super agenda.
We have too many topics.
It's a super agenda.
You can go eat McDonald's anytime you want.
We're super budgeted for time here. Okay, here we are. The Miami Heat, Jeremy Taché.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're going to get into the Lakers and Dylan Brooks. We're going to get into all the other stuff that's happening around the league. But let's start with the Miami Heat and Jimmy Buckets. Holy shit, dude.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Giannis came back and it didn't matter too much. And now they have the 1 seed down 3-1 on the brink of elimination. And as I saw it phrased, they have 3 chances to close out the series, which is a weird way of phrasing that.
Yeah. You got 3 chances to win 1. It's like the old free throws, right? You get 3 chances to hit 2. But guys, this is the sexiest thing in NBA playoff lore, right? The 8 beating the 1. They're written in stone. Their names are spelled across the sky. Oh, remember when Dikembe Mutombo and the Nuggets beat the Sonics and Mutombo was lying on the ground and the ball over his head? Oh my God. Oh, it's never happened before. And then a couple years after that, remember when Allen Houston hit the shot against Miami at Miami Arena, and at the time, 19-year-old Amin ran around screaming at the student center at Georgia Tech, saying, yeah,
bing bong.
And someone chastised me because people are studying for their finals. And my retort was, it's the playoffs.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
You don't understand. This is bigger than your finals.
Bigger than your grades, yeah.
And then you said Trae Young, and they said, who's Trae Young?
And then I said the line from Back to the Future, give it some time. Your kids are going to love it, right? And then we said, oh, well, it happens in 5-game series, and it'll never happen in a 7-game series. And what do we get? The We Believe Warriors. They tanked in order to get 8 because they wanted to play Dallas, because Nelly wanted his revenge, and they got it. And if you go, well, it was at Oracle. I don't know if they transferred it over to Chase Center, but they have the T-shirt covering the hole in the wall from the chair that Dirk Nowitzki flung.
I like to think that we got Dirk to come by and do it again in the Chase Center.
This is what I told Raymond Ritter. I told him you guys should like literally saw out that piece of drywall with the thing and then glass encase it and bring it over to Chase Center.
Like Wile E. Coyote, just like take a saw.
Yep, preserve it as is.
Okay. We got the hole over here. We got Dirk Nowitzki through the chair.
Drop it over here. You got the little saw here. We're going to take a 90-degree angle here.
We all listen to Ethan's podcast. How about that?
It's my limited fake Ethan Strauss, limited fake Raymond Ritter right there.
I mean, wait.
I'm not done writing it across the stars, man. There's so many more. 2011, we get the grit and grind. They arrive on the scene as an 8 seed. They beat the mighty 60-win Spurs in 6 games. And you say, surely it won't happen again. It happened the very next year as Derrick Rose, his knee explodes on national TV. Ooh. And Andre Iguodala, no wife in the club, Andre Iguodala makes sure that his underdog rootin' tootin' Sixers finish the job, and they do. And that's the history. Everybody knows these series. Every series I mentioned, people are like, oh yeah, I remember that, even if they couldn't recite it. You know why? Because 8-1 is the rarest thing, and so we cherish every single one of those memories. Isn't that right, guys?
Well,
Should we tell them, Tom?
Tell me what? Did I miss one?
Yeah, it looks like I did some research here, and while you did note,
did I miss Heat over Bucks 2023?
Did name 5 series where the number 8 beat the number 1.
The rarest thing in basketball, in NBA basketball.
I would posit that actually there's something more rare.
More rare than an 8 seed winning over a 1 seed.
Are you sitting down for this? Sitting down, everyone?
I am sitting down, yeah.
How about a 7 over a 2? Let's see if Encyclopedia Amin can guess the 5 times that the number 7 seed has upset the number 2 seed in NBA history. And begin.
I'm going to go with the 2 seed being...
See, this is what I'm talking about here. The agenda, the people, the mainstream media want you to believe that 8-1 is headline material, that what the Miami Heat are doing to the Milwaukee Bucks, it just never happens. It very rarely happens. But Encyclopedia Amin can't even come up with a 7 over a 2.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the 8-1 is such a big deal. We've written it across the stars. I told you, we've written it in stone. It's been celebrated, and songs have been sung about these teams that pulled off these feats. Nobody really talks about 7 over 2. I hadn't even thought about it as a rarity. It's only happened 5 times?
It's only happened 5 times. And when did the 7-game series come in? What year was that?
The 2004-2005 season was the first in which the first round of the playoffs had 7-game series.
Okay, so since 2004, we've had how many 2-7 matchups? So 2 every year. It's 2023, so that's 20.
Just shy of 40.
I mean, it's only happened once.
It's only happened once?
A 7 over a 2 in a 7-game series. Can you name what 7 over 2 upset happened in 2010?
Well, now that you narrowed it down for a year to me, I can name it because I know, because we played this team in the second round. We being the Phoenix Suns, we were the 3 seed that year against the San Antonio Spurs. So I'm going to say San Antonio was that 7 seed. Who they beat in the first round, though?
Dallas, the Dallas Mavericks.
Yep, there it is.
However, according to our friends at sportoddshistory.com, the Dallas Mavericks, San Antonio Spurs, even though it was 7-2, it was more like a 5 over a 4. It was like a 4-5 series based on the odds. Dallas Mavericks were the favorites at -150. The Spurs were +130 underdogs. And that's the only time that we have seen a 7 over 2. The 7 over 2 is what? 1-37 since 2004?
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
Wait a second, but you said that it's happened 5. Oh, so all the other times happen in best of 5 series.
Yes, and I know you know one of them. I know you know one of those best of 5 7 over 2s.
Knicks over Heat, baby.
Bing bong.
That was another running around and screaming moment. Not quite like Allen Houston hitting the shot. See, that's the problem. The 99 one was so dramatic, whereas 97, 98 was kind of like a lukewarm revenge for 96, 97.
Yes.
Where the Heat came back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Knicks, which at the time was an unheard thing. How many times does that happen, by the way? Coming back from a 3-1 deficit.
Why don't we just go straight to Doc and ask him this question? Hey, Doc, how many times has a team blown a 3-1 series lead?
Wait, you mean my teams personally?
I mean, you can talk about those, but I'm just talking generally.
Oh, overall. 13 times, but it's not Blake's fault. I promise. It's not Blake's fault.
Oh, I was going to ask. Seems like at least one of those times would have had to have been Blake's fault.
Nope. It's not Blake's fault. It's not. And, by the way, we have to look at the instigators. You guys are instigators instead of retaliators. We have to start looking at that. The league has to.
You're retaliating against me right now.
You were instigating.
I'm just asking a question.
You're instigating. That's my point.
Okay, Doc, you said recently that you guys had no chemistry on your teams, and that's the reason why you guys didn't have a shot at winning a title.
This segment is about 3-1 leads and 7-2 seeds and all that. I don't know how this came on us. We won our series. Matter of fact, I'm going to go prep. I'm going to go prep for Boston or maybe Atlanta if they blow a 3-1 lead.
For those who are keeping track at home, there are 5 7 over 2. There's the 2010 Spurs over the Mavericks. 98 that Amin mentioned, Knicks over Heat. In 91, you had the Warriors over the Spurs, 3-1 in a 5-game series. In 89, the Warriors did it again. Well, I guess the first time was 89, and then they did it again in 91. Warriors over Utah. They swept them 3-0 despite being heavy underdogs in that series. And then in 87, Seattle over Dallas. So that's been the 5, but only one since 2000. It's crazy.
So let me get this straight, Tom.
Yeah.
Since 7-game series in the first round in 2004, 3 8 seeds have come back and beat 1 seeds. 1 7 seed has beat a 2 seed. And we've got 6 3-1 comebacks. So it's more likely that a team will come back from 3-1 down to win a series right now at this moment than it is for an 8 to beat a 1 and most rare of all, a 7 to beat a 2.
We don't talk about the 7 over 2s. What we're seeing with Memphis right now, down 3-1 against the Lakers, that should be the headliner, right? Like the Miami Heat doing this again with Jimmy Butler, going to the bubble, getting to the NBA Finals. Okay, fine. Then last year, picking a fight with Eric Spoelstra in a huddle right before the season ends. And then they go a minute, 1 shot away from making the NBA Finals. They're doing it again. And it's amazing because how many times, did we talk about this? either on Le Batard or on Illuminati, the fact that they just aren't hitting their threes. This is a good 3-point shooting team, one of the best 2 years ago, one of the worst this season, 27 3-point field goal percentage. And right now, as we're sitting here, Miami Heat have the best 3-point percentage in the NBA in this postseason.
That's the part that gives me pause before coronation of another 8 seed, joining that hallowed halls of these great songs that have been written. It's the idea that this team that has been maddeningly inconsistent all year long is somehow going to shoot like that one more time. They've got one more of those games in them to close out the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not sure. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but that's the thing that gives me pause. That's why we say 3-1s happen more frequently. It's probably more likely that the Heat will turn back into pumpkins and lose the series than it is them continuing on and joining their name across the stars.
Do you think that the Giannis triple-double in Game 4 was the quietest footnote of any triple-double in NBA playoff history?
Yeah, it was drowned out by a very loud 56 points.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. Jimmy Butler scored over 20 points in not just one quarter, the opening quarter, but in the fourth quarter, where the Milwaukee Bucks were up by, I think, 12 points when Jimmy Butler was checking into the game with like 8 minutes left. And then Jimmy Butler single-handedly outscored the Milwaukee Bucks team for the following 8 minutes of the game. And Reggie Miller can't believe what he sees. And in that jubilation, he says, I think this was the best individual playoff performance I've ever seen Miami Heat player do. So I was like, wow, that seems pretty aggressive and maybe a little too knee-jerk emotional, Reggie Miller. And then I went to StatHead.
What'd you find?
Of the Miami Heat's best individual playoff performances, the best games by their metric game score, which is basically PER, an all-in-one metric, who's number one all time?
Gotta be LeBron or Dwayne Wade, right?
Dwayne Wade is Mr. Miami, right? They named the county after him. Miami-Wade County.
Well, they just changed one letter, but yeah.
I mean, they named it. That happened. I saw it at the airport.
It is not D-Wade. It's Jimmy Butler.
What? What about LeBron's
Come
game
on.
against Boston with the season on the brink where he had the scowl or whatever they call that game?
Reggie Miller, analytics purveyor. He got it spot on. Last night was the number one game scorer in Miami Heat playoff history by a single player. 48.2, 56 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, only 1 turnover, and he shot 16 of 20 on twos. 16 of 20. It's insane.
Dude, it was crazy watching him just dribble up to the spot and just rise up and money every single time. When he missed it, I was shocked. I was like, oh, what happened? What could go wrong?
Number 2 on the list. Jimmy, LeBron, or Wade?
I'm going to go with Wade. Wade's going to be my answer every single time because he has so many iconic games, and he's Mr. Miami. They named the airport after him.
You're probably thinking Dallas series game 2 in which he scored 36 points.
Yeah.
Not the clincher where he had 1,000 free throws. That actually is not the correct answer, I mean.
No?
The answer is
LeBron?
Jimmy Butler, 45.9. Last year against Boston, 47 points in game 6 to force a game 7.
Okay.
Who's number 3 on the list?
It's Dwayne Wade. I mean, look, the guy's Mr. Miami. They named the entire South Florida region after him.
It's actually Jimmy Butler. 41 points against Boston in game 1. That's actually number 3 on the list. Number 4 on the list, who's your guess?
Alonzo Mourning. Let's switch it up a bit.
Shaq.
It's actually Jimmy Butler again when he scored a 40-point triple-double in the bubble against the Lakers in game 3.
Oh, well, the bubble doesn't count.
All right, let's go to, well, number 5 is Jimmy Butler again in the bubble at the Lakers.
Doesn't count. Not canon.
Doesn't count.
That's the game I called him Mr. October because it happened in October and it was in the finals.
Because that'll never happen again.
It never happens again. And it never really stuck. I wanted him to be called Mr. October and no one really.
Damn.
Yeah.
If only that nickname wasn't taken.
You guys don't like Jimmy Butler?
No, I do not like Jimmy Butler.
I don't either. Jimmy Buckets is the top 5 in Miami Heat history. Who's at number 6?
Shandon Anderson.
Now we're going Patino game.
Is number 6 Jimmy Butler?
It's Jimmy Butler!
No.
Come on, man.
From the beginning of the story. You guys are unscarable.
Unscorable.
45 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds against the Atlanta Hawks last year in the opening round. It was an amazing exercise to see this. Jimmy Butler is not just number 1,
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5,
but he has each of the top 6 spots on the Miami Heat franchise playoff best individual performances.
Let me ask a question. If they win a title, not multiples, not this year, if they win a title,
Stephen A., it feels like you're ramping up to something right now.
Does he become the greatest player in Miami Heat history?
Okay, so also I looked at this. Who has the best PER? Not my favorite of all the metrics, but just as a ballpark figure, who has the best playoff PER in Miami Heat history? And the answer is LeBron. It's 22.2 career playoff PER in a Heat uniform. But right there is Jimmy Butler, 22.1.
Ooh, knocking on that door.
And then Dwayne Wade's at like 18.6. Maybe this is just stat inflation in the last couple years in the NBA, and the reason why Jimmy Butler has the 6 of the top individual performances, stat lines in Heat playoff history. LeBron James, his Boston performance checks in at 11th here. There's an Indiana game when he went off for 40 and 18 and 9. That checks in at number 9. But Jimmy Butler has 8 of the top 10. It's crazy what he's doing. And he got in a fight with Spo last year. He got swept the year before by the same team. The Milwaukee Bucks swept him, and he was a total pumpkin in that series. And he comes in here and is the MVP of the NBA.
But that's getting too much attention, Tom, because
it's true.
Who cares about an 8 seed upsetting a 1 seed? We want to talk about a 7 seed upsetting a 2. And I think one of the main reasons that it's not getting as much attention is because Dillon Brooks and Ja Morant declined to talk to the media.
Cowards!
After game 4.
So did Giannis, by the way. Cowards!
Well, he's injured, right? He was just getting treatment or something.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, Ja Morant's injured too, and Dillon Brooks' soul is injured.
Yeah, you know what's injured? What's injured for all of them? Their playoff hopes.
Their pride.
Their pride. They're all cowards.
My ego is bruised.
Ooh, please don't touch it.
If only there was some recorded footage of Ja Morant directly contradicting his actions.
You remember that quote I said? Which about ain't ducking, no smoke. We run up the chimney. Simple as that. We ain't no conversations about not letting nobody get under your skin. If somebody, comes towards you, you can't back down. It's a soft person tendency, and we don't got no soft guys over here.
Dillon Brooks saying I poke bears and then turns into a total pumpkin in this series after talking shit. He's not even talking to the media.
No.
He's ducking the media. The second straight game that he has refused to talk to the media, walking past the media and telling Bam McMahon in the hallway at the crypt saying, I'm out.
He's out of ideas.
I'm out.
He's out of trash talk.
Guys, I want to do something highly irregular right now.
Yeah?
Give me the music for Amin's Inconvenient Truth.
Whoa, look at that. Look who's coming out of retirement.
Dusting it off with the duster.
It takes time to connect the dots.
I know that.
But also, I know that there could be a day of reckoning when you wish you connected the dots
more quick. What were we thinking? Why didn't we wake up when we had a chance?
Move it! Demolish it! Blow it up!
What gets us into trouble is not what we don't know.
It's what we know for sure.
That just ain't so.
Amin's Inconvenient Truth.
Communicate this real clearly. The only way I do it.
City by city, person by person, family by family.
There are a lot of people go straight from denial to despair.
Without pausing on the intermediate step of actually doing something about the problem.
Amin's Inconvenient Truth.
Dillon Brooks, you suck.
Damn.
And that's Amin's Inconvenient Truth.
Wow.
That's it.
Playoff edition.
Playoff mode.
Shit, man.
Efficiency.
My PER is 1,000 right now.
Really is.
Guess what, Dillon Brooks? You can duck the media. You can't duck LeBron, though. You'll see him on the court.
Yeah, I was just wondering, down the stretch, when the Grizzlies needed a stop, who did they put on LeBron James? They took Dillon Brooks off of LeBron because LeBron was just too good.
Yeah.
And they put Xavier Tillman and Roddy on that matchup instead of Dillon Brooks. And Dillon Brooks had to watch LeBron. LeBron James had never done a 20-20 20 points, 20 rebounds, until Dylan Brooks said, I poke bears, he's old.
But he still doesn't have Dylan Brooks' respect.
What do you mean by that, Maze?
20 and 20 adds up to 40, but it's not 40 points. Because that's the only way to get Dylan Brooks' respect is to drop 40 on him. That's it. So not only does LeBron tie the game on a crazy layup over Jaren Jackson's outstretched arms.
Oh my God. That was so ridiculous. That shot, it almost went over the backboard. That's how high he kissed the glass. It was insane.
Then there's that moment where he actually gets Dylan Brooks on him. What does he do? Goes right past him, goes right through him for another layup.
And one.
Yells at the crowd. So Dylan Brooks, we know he sucks on offense, but he's not even doing what he's supposed to do, which is play defense. I think Amin said it all.
You suck.
Inconvenient as it was for everyone. He sucks.
He's out. Unless both of the gods are saying we're going to have a 3-1 comeback, but not a 7-2 upset.
Well, the 3-1 comeback, I have to say, if I'm looking at all these 3-1 series, fortunately, it's probably pointing me towards the Knicks and the Cavs.
Guys, I love these cuts of the Knicks fans just going nuts.
It's great.
I want every fan base to do this. I want every fan base to
climb
be as
light poles,
block traffic.
Yes.
And block off 7th Avenue, a major artery of one of the busiest cities in America, if not the world. No, I don't know if we should do this everywhere.
It's what makes sports great is the fandom. Like Pablo talked about it on the show.
It's a first round series.
It's amazing. That's what's so great about it. I mean,
what do they do if they go to the conference finals? Do they just sack New York?
Yes. Yes. They take over Miami officially. During the pandemic, the whole southern migration of all of the finance bros going down to Miami and all the cryptocurrency bros going down to Miami, setting up shop. At that point, if the Knicks beat the Miami Heat, they just they colonize Miami. That's it. It is now under New York rule.
Let me just say right now, we had Knicks Heat in 97. That was the 3-1 comeback for the Heat. We had Knicks Heat in 98. That was the 7-2. We had Knicks Heat in 99. That was the 8-1. We had Knicks Heat in 2000. That was the infamous Nick Bavetta nip and tuck series. And then we had Knicks Heat in 2013, which was LeBron James reciting J.R. Smith's dunk from Game 2 decades later. And now we're on the cusp of Knicks Heat 6. If both those teams can close out, I submit to you, that's the ABC series.
No.
I don't give a shit what the other conference semis are. That's the ABC series.
No. You're picking that over Curry, LeBron?
Yes.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No.
Nobody cares.
That shit-eating grin over there.
Nobody cares.
You know it. You're lying through your teeth right now.
Nobody cares about Curry versus LeBron. You're right. You're right.
Knicks Heat 6.
That's why it hasn't been orchestrated and puppeteered by Adam Silver himself.
Well, you're not loving the Denver-Phoenix matchup we're about to have? You don't think that's going to be ABC?
Look, let me tell you something right now. Keep your third eye open, folks. Every year, the NBA starts the season with a dream. That dream is to have relevance in the biggest media market in the country. Every year, that dream is dashed. Dashed into million teensy-weensy Jim Dolan-sized pieces. But this year, they not only have an opportunity to get relevance, not only an opportunity to stoke the flames of the most insane rabid fan base in all the land, but they get to do it within the context of one of the most hated rivals in organizational history. I'm talking faxes. I quit. I'm talking about coaches holding on to people's legs. I'm talking about Dan Marley's dirty ass. Karate chopping out in Houston. I'm talking about somehow Clarence Weatherspoon taking the last shot. Because Jamal Mashburn was a coward. I'm talking about Latrell Sprewell tiptoeing on the side baseline, calling timeout. I'm talking about Charlie Ward getting flipped by P.J. Brown, and then P.J. Brown getting curb stomped by the entire team. I'm talking about bullshit rules about people leaving the bench. Patrick Ewing was just looking. He had no part in it. I'm talking about Knicks versus Heat. A tradition like no other.
Okay, Jim Nance.
Give me all the ratings. I'll save the league. Oh, no one watches. Oh, Phil Jackson, I watch since the bubble. Guess what he'll watch? He'll watch this.
But Amin, I have to study for the finals.
It's the playoffs.
Listener, listen up. This is important, okay? I'm going to try to save you some money here. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. You may think like, oh, that's bad. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. Here's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month. You heard that correctly. $15 per month. Ditch overpriced wireless and the jaw-dropping monthly bills. And of course, there are all these hidden fees and stuff, but at Mint Mobile, plans start at $15 per month. All the plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text. You're not doing like weekend and nighttime minutes or anything like that. And it's delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone. Don't have to get a new phone. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. I switched months ago. People have asked, did you actually switch? Yes, I actually switched months ago, and I don't know what to do with all this extra money. I've cheated the system here. I've rigged something. This is an Ocean's 11 situation where I'm stealing wireless from Mint. That's how good a deal it is. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/dings. That's DINGS. That's mintmobile.com/dings. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 per month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Hello, listener. It's producer Maze here to talk to you about Kindred. Now, close your eyes like Owen Wilson during a job interview and imagine a way to travel that feels personal, comfortable, and connected without the price tags and the sterile feelings of hotels or short-term rentals. Now open your eyes and stop using your imagination because Kindred has made it very real. That's exactly what they do. Kindred is a members-only home swapping network. It's not a hotel. It's not a short-term rental. It's a smarter way to travel where each stay feels like home. Here's how it works. With Kindred, your home is your ticket. You earn credits by hosting fellow Kindred members, and then you use those credits to stay in over 220,000 homes in more than 100 cities worldwide. There are no hotel costs or rental fees, just the credits that you've earned. Every stay comes with white glove service, 24/7 trip support, and $100,000 in host protection. Make it easier for you to travel and enjoy yourself and not worry about details. I've used Kindred and I found an amazing home for a weekend getaway in an idyllic location with amazing views and great ambiance. It had everything I needed. And the best part was, it cost me $0. So apply now at livekindred.com and use code DINGS to join for free. Plus, you'll earn 5 nights of travel credit just for signing up. That's right, that's 5 whole nights for free at livekindred, KINDRED.com, code DINGS, DINGS, livekindred.com, code DINGS.
Maze, do we have the new intro of I did my own research? It's just Dan saying my head looks like a testicle?
That's what you want.
No, I'm saying, is that what you did?
He's trying to preempt the free that you do.
I love production notes from both of you guys. It's always a great part of my day. You want me to put
your head looks like a testicle
in the research drop. Am I getting that right?
Dan was just doing his own research by looking at me on the set. So it kind of fits, doesn't it?
You say so, Tom.
What does that look like? You doing your own research? Are you doing studies yourself? Are you in the lab on a nightly basis? What are you doing?
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Do your own research.
Doing your own research.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not here to tell everyone that this is it. For me, it's just giving everyone a chance to do their own research and find their own knowledge.
did some research because I kept hearing it from the broadcast. And finally I said, you know what? I'm tired of this stat not being kept in the box score. It's 2023. We talk about it all the time on the air. And it becomes a talking point on all of the shows, on First Take, all the charges that are being taken in the NBA, all the dangerous plays in the NBA, the block charge, LeBron James sneaking under Ja Morant, who already has a broken hand. The only way that LeBron can at this point, old LeBron, can defend Ja Morant in an open court. No more chase down blocks. He doesn't have the legs for that. What he does have the legs for is taking his legs out. Ja Morant collapsing to the ground. Embiid hurt again, missing game 4. And I'm tired of it. Tired of seeing these guys hit the deck. And I just want to know, how often does this happen? How often in an NBA game does Joel Embiid fall to the ground? This is the investigative reporting that no one else will do. No one will attempt to do.
Tom, you sat there and you watched the dude fall down over and over again?
Yeah.
I don't think the optical tracking data keeps tabs on that.
Not till Hawkeye comes in, boys.
That's right.
Then Tom's out of a job.
That's true. That's true. Wait a minute. I'm not rooting for that. I don't want that. Well, you know what? We will have that sound of Dan saying my head looks like a testicle, and that I can never lose. All right. So Embiid, how many times in this game did he fall? I tracked it. I'm the only one who's ever done this before. Ever done this. No other reporter.
Never in the history.
Not
Chris Herring, not anyone else.
What are you talking about?
Well, I just throwing names out there. You know, I just figured Chris Herring is a guy who usually writes stories that keeps track of weird numbers.
Friend of the show.
Author of Blood in the Garden.
No.
By the way, it's going to be Blood in the Garden
Cut
2.
him off.
Blood in the Garden 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Wait, you're talking about Chris Herring, like our Truth Teller guest.
Yeah.
That was on a few weeks ago, talking about Ja Morant.
Yes, he was. One and the same.
All right, let me see here. Oh, dear. Oh, no. I mean.
What?
The headline, ESPN, May 9th, 2019. Chris Herring byline, why in the world does Joel Embiid fall down so much? Really?
4 years ago, Tom.
Did this all for naught? I watched the entire game 3. I have a pen and paper right here. I've got it.
Analog notes. My favorite. I love analog notes.
Analog notes.
Mm-hmm.
Analotes.
No.
Antelopes?
Analotes?
Nope.
Whoa.
Settle down.
Okay. Chris Herring apparently already did this in 2019. This is upsetting. Very upsetting. He wrote a whole feature about why Joel Embiid falls so much. And it turns out at the end of his story, he falls so much because a foot specialist told him to. Because all that weight, that 300 pounds of Joel Embiid falling on his feet and absorbing all of that force in his foot is going to lead to more injuries or a risk for more injuries. So if he can, kind of fall to the ground.
All right, so the foot specialist wants him to protect his feet. Did he talk to a rest of the body specialist about the impact on wherever he does land on?
Also, was his foot specialist the LeBron James of foot specialist? That's the other question.
Oh, yeah.
Clearly not.
Yeah, how did LeBron get all his energy last night? I just don't know.
Yeah, the LeBron James of energy specialist.
He was drinking D'Angelo Russell's Cocoa 5.
We're saving that for the cold close. Maze. Another production note for you.
Strike it.
So Chris Herring did this and watched every game of his 2018-2019 season and came to the conclusion that Joel Embiid falls every 10 minutes of basketball. He fell 244 times in that season, which comes out to about 3 times per game, or roughly 1 fall for every 10 minutes that the Sixers center spends on the court. Guys, I have some breaking news for you. My research was not all for naught because I watched every minute of Joel Embiid's game in game 3, and he fell a whopping 9 times.
9 times.
And you know how many minutes he played in that game?
90?
9.
38.
Oh.
Close. Cut the middle right there, right? Somewhere between your guess and mine.
Halfway point, a little compromise. 9 falls in 38 minutes. So that's every 4.2 minutes.
It's up.
2 times as much.
That's crazy.
Joel Embiid is falling more than ever. At least in that game, game 3. He fell almost 2 times more than any other player in that game. Mikal Bridges, 5 times. Claxton, he fell 4 times. And then a bunch of players fell 3 times. But what's most interesting to me, beyond the fact that Joel Embiid falls every 4 minutes in an NBA game, which can't be good. We need a body specialist, not a foot specialist. We need a body specialist on this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting thing for me was the big fat 0 next to James Harden.
He fell 0 times?
James Harden fell 0 times in an offensive action. He didn't fall once on a drive or a shot or on defense. The only time in game 3 that James Harden hit the deck was when I think it was Mikal Bridges picked his pocket and then James Harden dove for the loose ball. That was the only time he fell. And I kind of thought James Harden is the king of foul scamming and drawing fouls and free throws.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is because he flops and he exaggerates the contact. Actually, in Chris Herring's article, he found that James Harden fell once every 8 minutes on the floor. Not anymore.
He's a reformed man.
He's staying on his feet because maybe he consulted the body specialist.
He's still standing better than he's ever been.
I'm still standing. I don't know why Elton John is from Texas. I don't know.
That's a great call. It does sound like Elton John if he were from Texas. Either that or Shakira.
So Harden doesn't fall anymore. Does that mean that he's not attacking the basket anymore the same way with the same intensity?
Yeah, I think he's either like in cruise control and realizing like I'm at the end of my career. I can't be falling all this. I can't get back up. That hurts the body, right? And I think James Harden in this postseason, yeah, they swept the Brooklyn Nets, but a little bit of a red flag that he's shooting 9 of 34 on twos. 26% on twos. He has only 11 free throws. He had 0 free throws in the first 2 games. He had 3 in game 3. And by the way, I should caveat, he didn't fall once in an offensive action or defensive play in game 3, but he got ejected, right, in 29 minutes of action. So a little bit fewer minutes. But the fact is, in games 1 and 2, he played about 40 minutes and in each game, and he had 0 free throws. Something's up with James Harden. He's either saying, I'm going to be a pure passer now, and I'm not attacking the rim with the same kind of desire to get to the free throw line because that's exhausting and it might be risky for injury, just like baiting people to hit my body and cause me to fall on the ground.
Now, I think we have sound of this, of James Harden talking about this exact thing, about his changing style.
Throughout the entire year, you know what I mean, people expect me to be the scoring James Harden and the James Harden that, you know, goes out there and gets 40, 50 points, and then people talk, oh, you can't win like that. And then it's like, well, I go out there and get 20 points and 11 assists, and it's like, well, he's not the old James Harden anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's always going to be something to say. So I think about my role and what I can control and impacting this team the best that I can every single night. And sacrifices my word that I'm going to continue to use for this year and see where it gets me.
I hear what James is saying there, Maze, but I kind of feel like this isn't a style thing so much as it is just making baskets. His style might be to distribute more and facilitate more, and that's fine. He doesn't have to shoot and score 50 points a game like he used to in Houston. But what I'm saying is, a lot of those drives that he used to do and those twos that he used to go to the free throw line, get fouled, now they're just counting as missed shots. And he's shooting 26% on twos in that series. Does he need to fall more? I don't know. But when you chew and bite your lip, it gets swollen and you're more predisposed to biting it again. And my thing is, Ja Morant, when he falls all the time, he's landing on his hand, and then he's got to land on his elbow next time to break his fall when LeBron James goes underneath him. And he's probably going to hurt his elbow now. Or Anthony Davis is driving to the basket and then falling on his hip, and then he can barely move the rest of the game. I guess that happens every game with Anthony Davis.
You know what's wrong with them? They don't know how to fall.
Yeah, there's an art to falling. There really is.
There's an art to falling.
They should take jiu-jitsu classes with Tua Tagovailoa.
Obviously learned how to fall. Learn some grappling techniques. Learn some other things too that I don't think I should disclose. But for the most part, learn how to fall. You'd think it's easy. Just don't fall and hit your head. But I mean, this There's a lot more to it.
I think we got to bring back the flopping fines. We got to bring it back.
Where did they go?
Embiid's flopping. Austin Reeves is flopping.
Austin Reeves got MVP chance.
Anthony Davis is flopping. James Harden's the only one who's not flopping.
And you're saying he can't do it anymore.
It's a lost art, you know? Father time comes for us all. I had to look at this up. The last time there was a flopping fine was 2020. Our guy, Marcus Smart, when he dove into a different county outside Disney World and was fined $5,000. And that was in September of 2020. It's been 3 years almost since the flopping fine. Dare I say it? It's time to bring it back. We can't incentivize players falling all the time. We need to put Joel Embiid in some bubble wrap. We need this guy. He's going to win the NBA MVP. We know that because of Max Crow's crisscross applesauce crossfire. Max Crow's predicted that Joel Embiid is going to win the MVP, and he's just falling too much. Anthony Davis falling too much. We can't have Joel Embiid falling 2 times as much as he did when Chris Herring decided to write an investigative story about how often he falls. James Harden used to fall every 8 minutes, and now he doesn't fall at all because his body can't handle it anymore. He's done. Let's bring back the flopping warnings, bring back anti-flopping rules, bring back the fines. That's my research.
Sounded more like an agenda to me, I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. But Tom's inconvenient truth.
We spent 70 minutes looking up a James Harden clip, and now you're making fun of me?
No one knows about that. No one saw that or heard that.
Production note, take it out.
No, leave all of it in.
Tom, now we can talk about
what everyone wants to talk about.
D'Angelo Russell's Cocoa 5 drink. Now is an okay time to talk about this.
It is. I think so. If you didn't pay attention a few nights ago, D'Angelo Russell went to the podium to talk post game, and he brought himself a little accessory, a little drink we like to call Cocoa 5.
What? That drink.
Why?
No. It's not one of our parties.
It's my parties.
No.
I'm gonna have to find me. Look, Cocoa 5. Take it.
Okay.
Cocoa 5.
You can leave it. You can leave it.
Can you see my bottle in my team? See my bottle. See my bottle.
So then they turned it into a legitimate commercial that they posted on their social media. And my favorite part is that they gave credit to Arash Markazi for recording it.
Yeah.
Wait, is Arash?
Shout out to Arash.
Is Arash a spokesperson?
He should be. He should be getting a percentage at this point. That is ridiculous.
I'm keeping my third eye open on this. Arash, if you're listening to this,
get your cut.
My guy. Are you behind the whole Cocoa 5 stunt there?
It's a great way to get it out there for sure. By the way, I know in the notes it said the league stopped him. It wasn't the league. That was Tanisha Cooper, I believe. Lakers PR.
Defensive PR of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Move over, Jared Jackson.
Do you think Tanisha's in on it too?
I think she's in on it. A little too much levity and laughing in this banning as she made a big scene.
Right, because if she just lets it happen, it's never a clip, right?
Yeah.
It's just another clip of D'Angelo Russell answering questions at the podium.
Right.
Wow.
The whole back and forth there. And Arash, I got my eye on you, buddy. These are all people who know each other. You got to remember something. All right, ready to open up your third eyes, guys? So Tanisha Cooper was doing PR for the Clippers before she did Lakers, right? So she's been in this building around. Arash is a fixture in LA media.
Yep.
He's been around forever. And D'Angelo Russell, did he just join the Lakers for the first time this year?
No.
Midway through? Nope. Years and years ago. So all these people all know each other. They're all in cahoots. They're all acting as one. That's my theory. Also, Knicks Heat 6. Let's go. It's going to be the ratings bonanza. Every game on ABC and ESPN2 simulcast. You know what? Throw it on Freeform as well. You know what? Throw it on Disney Junior and Disney Plus. I don't even know if Disney XD is still there, but do it all across all platforms. Nat Geo, you get it too. Why not? Hulu, you get it too. Everyone is going to be watching Knicks Heat 6. Break all those ratings.
Is he still talking about the Knicks?
Let's go!
Kevon Looney dropped 420 on 420, and no one wants to talk about it.
It's a conspiracy.